Next up is sophomore Andrew Sorensen, who wrestled 120 pounds this season. Andrew was coming off a phenomenal freshman season and had a lot of expectations coming into this year. As a freshman, Andrew was a district qualifier, went 2-2 at district, made a nice run there. So he had a lot of expectations coming in. He was ranked in the state. So a lot of expectations. And to be honest, Andrew really had a phenomenal year this year. And, I would say it was definitely a breakout season for Andrew. Um, Early on, he kind of struggled. And I think part of that was the expectations that were on him and that he was placing on his own self. Especially some of the early tournaments that are pretty difficult. The North Coast Classic tournament is a very tough tournament, and Andrew took sixth there, which is phenomenal for that difficult of a tournament. But then we were at Willoughby South the next week, and his weight class was just loaded with state ranked and state placer wrestlers, and it was a very difficult tournament for him. But that was kind of where we saw a turnaround on him. Not so much with his wrestling ability, because his wrestling ability has always been there. He's always been a phenomenal wrestler, but with his mental side of things. And, from that point on, Andrew was a different wrestler. He would go out there. And one thing we love about Andrew is he is so aggressive when he wrestles. He is always the one that's, first shot right off the whistle or 10 seconds after the whistle. He's out there hitting his shot. If he's not able, and Andrew loves to pin. He loves to go out there and get pins. And if he's struggling on, trying to get his pin, and that was a case sometimes earlier in the season where he would get himself into trouble on top trying to force a pin or trying to force a turn. Andrew, we call it the domination drill, where he'll just kick him, go back up to his feet where Andrew is dominant, and just keep working takedowns until he gets that opening for his pinning combination. And just seeing that switch in Andrew, that mentality, and we all said that this is it. This is the kid that's going to get down to the state tournament and get on that podium. He keeps wrestling like this. And Andrew had a phenomenal season as it progressed. On the season, Andrew had 32 wins, putting him in the 30 win club. He had 30 pins. He was the team leader and one of the top pinners in all of Lorain County. He was, battling for that top spot all season long. He had one major decision and one decision. He had 49 takedowns, 18 total near falls, 4 reversals, and 9 escapes. As mentioned, he took sixth place at the North Coast Classic, which is a very tough tournament and did very, for him to place there was a big stepping stone for him on the year. Seventh at the Rebel Invitational. He did not place at the MIT this year. He was, having a pretty good tournament until he got an injury that forced him to sit out the rest of the tournament. So, and precautionary reasons too, we did not want him to go back out there anyway. So he did not place there, but he had a good run there. And then he rallied off a championship at the Columbia Invitational Jacob Wasco Memorial. He took third at the Audra Genovese Memorial Tournament. And then he took first at the LCA tournament, earning LCA first team, which last year he didn't even get to wrestle at the LCA tournament. This year he was able to go there and became a conference champion. And I know that was a big goal for him going forward this year. So that was, great for him to accomplish that. He ended up taking third at the sectional tournament, becoming a district qualifier for the second year in a row. And again, he had a tough draw at districts. He managed to go 2-2 again, just missing on placing and qualifying. But the experience that he got this year, I think definitely is going to help him moving forward, because he definitely wrestled so much tougher competition this year than he just saw last year at district. And he saw what it's going to take and who he's got to beat to move forward. Um, so that was a really good sign of things to come with him. He also was not, 100% going into districts. He was really ill. He was battling some illnesses, and he still gave it his all. So, we were really proud of what Andrew did out there. Andrew was selected as a LCWCOA All-Star, um, as well as being selected by the Chronicle Telegram and the Lorraine Morning Journal as an All-Star honorable mention. For his career, Andrew is a second year varsity letterman. He has 57 wins, so he's well on his way to hitting that 100 win milestone, which is very difficult for a lot of wrestlers to do. But Andrew is well on his way to hitting that milestone. 47 pins, three major decisions, four decisions, 77 takedowns, 32 total near falls, 14 reversals, and 25 escapes. He's one time all conference, being first team this past year, and he's a two-time district qualifier. I know heading into next year, Andrew's big goal is to get to that state tournament. He went down there this year to watch. He saw the whole thing. He saw, Michael obviously win it and Rushi go down there and wrestle in it. And I know he wants that. And we know that Andrew is more than capable of making it down there. He's got all the talent in the world. And from what we saw this year with his, with his ability, with his mental state, he's definitely primed to get down there. Andrew just puts in a little more work in the offseason. I am, 100% confident Andrew will be down in Columbus next year and getting on that podium because he's, a terrific wrestler and his mindset has really come a lot, very far now. And, he's one of those guys that we trust out there that when he steps on that mat, we expect him to win. Um, and we're expecting him to also step up and be a leader for this program moving forward because he's been around this sport almost longer than anyone else on the team now. So, we're expecting Andrew to take a big step up as a leadership role too. So, again, Andrew earned his second year varsity letter this year. And, we're really proud of how far he came this year. And we're really excited to see where he's going to go these next 2 years. So, congratulations to Andrew.